Imagine a creature from another world. No bones, no exoskeleton, just soft flesh that can squeeze through any opening, no matter how small. A creature with 9 brains, 3 hearts, blue blood. We're talking about the octopus. And here's what's so crazy about it. It's not some fantastical creature from another planet. It's right here on Earth. You can find them in the wild, or better yet, visit one at your local aquarium. At first glance, an octopus looks like something straight out of science fiction, but it gets weirder the more you learn about it. Welcome back to Cat Flickstream. Today we're answering the extraordinary question, what if aliens existed on Earth? Let's jump in, and if you're grown-ups like what we do, they can follow us for more fun videos. Watch until the end, there's more cool stuff waiting for you. 9 brains, 3 hearts. That's right, the octopus is full of surprises. When we think about a brain, we usually imagine one inside the head, but not for the octopus. It has 9 parts working together, one big brain and smaller ones in each arm. And with all those brains, you'd think it needs lots of hearts too. Again, not the case for the octopus, which has 3 hearts. 2 hearts move blood through its body. The third one sends blood to the gills, so it can breathe underwater. And here's something really cool, its blood is blue. But it's not just the color that makes it special. Octopus blood carries way more oxygen than ours, about 4 times as much. Can it open jars? One of the most famous examples of an octopus intelligence comes from an episode of Friends. Monica and Chandler are getting ready for bed. Suddenly, they hear a noise. They look over and see that the milk carton in their fridge has opened itself. They run to the kitchen, open the carton, and what do they see? An octopus holding a spoon. And while the scene is fictional, it doesn't stretch the imagination too far to picture an octopus doing exactly this. Why? Because they're known to use tools. In fact, they've been seen carrying coconut shells around. They may use these shells as portable hiding places, or perhaps they collect them for future use. Escaping tanks. Another example of an octopus smarts comes from a German aquarium. One day, a visitor noticed a strange sight. An octopus was walking toward the aquarium's exit, carrying a piece of meat in its tentacles. And when the octopus reached the exit, it opened the door and walked right out. Aquarium staff rushed to the scene and found the octopus walking down the street. It was later captured and returned to the tank, but not before giving the aquarium staff quite a scare. Change shape, change color. If you want to blend in, sometimes it helps to change color. Chameleons do it. Some frogs do it. And guess what? Octopuses do it too. In fact, they can change color in ways that chameleons can only dream of. For instance, mimic octopus can impersonate other animals by changing color and shape. Take the lionfish, for example. When threatened, the mimic octopus copies its shape, color, and fin movements. This confuses potential predators who think they're looking at a lionfish, so they swim away. Also, mimic octopuses can impersonate the blue-ringed octopus, one of the most venomous creatures on Earth, by copying its color pattern. The mimic octopus scares away predators that would normally eat it, but the mimic octopus isn't the only one that can do this. Many octopuses can change color to camouflage themselves against rocks or blend in with the sand on the seafloor. But hold on a second, all that we've mentioned so far are things that the octopus can do. Now let's take a look at some things it can't do. Here's something surprising. Octopuses are very different from us, and that includes how they feel things. In 2015, at the University of Azu, scientists gently tested how octopuses respond to touch, like pokes or pinches. Surprisingly, the octopuses didn't react the way most animals do. The octopuses didn't show signs of being upset or hurt. That's because their bodies work very differently from ours. They don't have nerves and neurons like ours, so they might not feel pain the same way we do, or even at all. Instead, almost all of their nerve cells are located in their tentacles. In other words, their tentacles are their brains. This makes them kind of like a hive mind. Remember the movie Arrival, where Amy Adams' character communicates with aliens whose consciousness is distributed among their entire bodies? Well, the octopus is kind of like that. It's believed that this decentralized nervous system allows each of the octopus's arms to operate semi-independently. Maybe that's why octopuses are such good problem solvers. Each arm brings its own ideas to the table. What else can it do? How long do they live? And where did they come from? Let's start with the last question. Octopuses evolved approximately 300 million years ago during the time of the dinosaurs. But their early forms looked very different from today's octopuses. They had hard shells, kind of like a nautilus. Over time, their shells became softer and eventually disappeared altogether. Around 250 million years ago, modern octopuses appeared. There are about 300 species of octopus alive today. Most of them live in the ocean. However, there's one species, the blue-striped octopus, that lives in freshwater. And while they're mostly found in the warmer regions of the globe, there are some cold-water octopuses, including the giant Antarctic octopus. These guys can grow up to 39 feet long, making them larger than the average sperm whale. How long do they live? The answer depends on the species, but most octopuses live between 1 and 2 years. That might seem like a short life, but keep in mind that an octopus grows throughout its entire life. Unlike humans, an octopus isn't born with all the neurons it will ever have. Neurons continue to develop as it grows older, which could explain why octopuses are considered so intelligent. But growing up happens fast for an octopus, and when it becomes an adult, its body slowly starts to shut down. It stops taking care of itself and begins to fade away. Eventually, the octopus's life comes to an end, and its body returns to nature. But how big can they get? The largest octopus ever recorded measured 33 feet long. That's almost the size of a school bus. But size isn't everything. The biggest animal in the world is the blue whale, which can grow up to 100 feet long. The biggest animal on land is the African bush elephant, which can reach heights of 13 feet. But what's the smallest animal on the planet? The answer might surprise you. At first you might think it's a microorganism like a bacterium or a virus. But hold on a second. Bacteria can be hundreds of times larger than a virus. In fact, viruses are widely considered to be non-living. That means the real answer to this question is actually a living cell. It's a microscopic single-celled organism. It was first discovered in 1980. Since then, scientists have learned a lot about it. This small creature shares space inside another, without doing any harm. The reason it's important is because it might be the smallest living thing on the planet. It has just 580 genes. To put this in perspective, humans have roughly 20,000 genes. If you're worried that there aren't any smaller organisms out there, don't be. Scientists believe that there are probably plenty of microorganisms that are even smaller. We just haven't found them yet. Now that you know all about the strange world of octopuses, here's your question for the day. What do you think? Is the octopus the closest thing that we have to an alien on Earth? Imagine you could talk to animals. What would you ask first? Ring the bell so grown-ups know when we upload next video. See you next time.